All right, so what do I mean by dookie? We're not just referencing poop memes or the word for a bad situation. Rather, think of the word dookie as a symbol, that part of life that feels unglamorous, awkward, or down and out, but still, somehow, fundamental. When you watch a short like Life of a Dookie 4K memes, you laugh, you cringe, but deep down, something clicks. Because life is often messy, unpredictable, and even a little ridiculous, but that doesn't mean it's worthless. In fact, that messiness might be exactly where your growth begins.
Here's the thing. Most of us go through phases where we feel like dookie. You bomb a test, you fail at a job, you make a fool of yourself in front of someone you like, and you feel like a steaming pile of error. But life doesn't promise perfect scenes. Rather, it gives you every kind of scene. Joyful ones, tragic ones, cringe-worthy ones. Take real-life example number 1. Think of someone who's just started their career. They're excited, ambitious, but every day feels messy. They make mistakes, they miss deadlines, sometimes they even feel completely out of their depth. That's the Dookie phase. But bit by bit, they learn. They figure out systems. They build resilience. Real-life example number 2. A student who bombed their exams multiple times. Friends are getting scholarships, going abroad, and they're stuck, repeating the same mistakes. But in that low moment, they realize something. Failure isn't the end, it's the rehearsal. Each wrong try is building strength, grit, and clarity. So why lean into this dookie metaphor? Because there are real lessons in the garbage. Here's a few. Acceptance of imperfection. Life is not a highlight reel. Accepting that you are a dookie sometimes means you stop fighting for perfection and start working for progress. That's powerful. Humility and vulnerability. When you accept that you're in the mess, you become humble. You realize everyone else has their dookie phases too. Vulnerability builds connection, empathy, and strength. Resilience through adversity. The more you sit in the dookie, metaphorically, the more you learn how to climb out. You develop grit. You learn to flush the bad and build systems for the next round. Creativity and innovation. Weird, funny, awkward moments spark creativity. Memes, jokes, the ridiculousness. These make us think differently. When you view your dookie times as creative fuel, you unlock new ideas and perspectives. Purpose in the ordinary. You might feel like a mess, but that mess has meaning. It's not wasted. Your stumbles and faceplants are building a story, and your journey has value. Okay, enough theory. Let's talk action. How do you take your messy, dookie moments and turn them into stepping stones? Daily reflection. Every evening, take 5 minutes. Write down 3 things that went wrong and 3 things you learned from them. This builds awareness and humility. Micro goals, not perfection. Choose small, achievable goals. Instead of be perfect at work, aim for make 1 improvement each week. That way, you celebrate progress, not just results. Use humor as a tool. Just like meme clips make you laugh, let humor be your way forward. When things go badly, laugh or write about it. Then analyze what went wrong, what can you tweak. Build a support flush system. Have trusted people, friends or mentors or online communities where you can confess your dookie moments without judgment. Talk, vent, and reset.
Celebrate your mess. At the end of each week or month, reflect on how far you've come. Even shitty progress is progress. Give yourself credit for surviving, growing, and trying again. Visualize your cleanup. Imagine your ideal version of yourself. Not perfect, but stronger, more confident, more resilient. Create a mental or even literal vision board. Dookie self to better self. From a deeper psychological angle, this process taps into existential growth. Meaning doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from making sense of it. Viktor Frankl, a famous psychiatrist, once said that even in suffering, we can find meaning if we choose to. Your Dookie times might feel meaningless now, but they are part of your narrative. Also, from a systems thinking perspective, life isn't linear. It's a messy network of feedback loops. Your failures feed back into your decisions. Your humor creates new creative loops. Your self-reflection strengthens your emotional resilience. Over time, these loops compound into real transformation. Finally, there's a bit of neuroplasticity here. When you reflect, laugh, reframe, and act, you're rewiring your brain. You're training it to respond not just to success, but to messiness. And that's how long-term change happens. Let me tell you a little story. Call it the Toilet Chronicles. I had a phase where everything felt like a Dookie explosion. My finances were a mess, I was fumbling work, and I was emotionally exhausted. One morning, I literally spilled my coffee while walking to work. I looked at the mess on my shirt, on the floor, and I just burst out laughing. But then I thought, this is exactly the metaphor. I'm covered in crap, but I'm still walking forward.
So I started a little habit. Whenever something went wrong, I tell myself, well, there's another Dookie moment for the archive. I journaled it, I laughed about it, I shared some of it with friends. Slowly, those moments lost their power to shame me. Instead, they became proof. Proof that I survived, that I learned, and that I was building something stronger, even if it was messy. So here's the bottom line. Being a Dookie isn't the worst thing. It's not a sign that you're failing. Often, it's a sign that you're in the process. The messiness, the cringy bits, the failures, they're all part of the journey. When you accept them, laugh at them, learn from them, and take small, consistent steps, you transform. If you take anything away from this video, let it be this. Your Dookie life is not your destiny. It's your training ground. Use it. Grow through it. Use humor. Use reflection. Build your network. And most of all, keep going. If you enjoyed this perspective, if you want more motivational takes with a twist of humor, then hit that follow button/subscribe, because we'll be diving into more life is memes, more growth in chaos, and more motivation for real, messy human beings. Thanks for being here, and remember, your Dookie life might just be the beginning of something great.